What's going on, YouTube? In today's video, I want to talk about my new truck new to me, Silverado 2500 that I bought about a month and a half ago. And I want to get into the issues and the problems with the truck. So I talked about it a little bit in the last video, but just kind of want to go over everything with this truck. And for the people that haven't seen this before, whether you subscribed or not, this is my 2003 Silverado, like I just mentioned. It's a 2500 HD. It has a 5-inch exhaust, which I'll show you in a second, a 6-inch rough country lip. It has moved front and rear bumpers, and it has a tune. There's a lot more stuff done that I'm not going to get into because that's not what this video is about. But before we get into it, let me let you guys hear how great this 5-inch exhaust sounds. It is absolutely amazing. So let's get into the issues with this truck, which we're going to start right here just because I just scootered it back, but got a little oil leak, and I'm not going to go down there and show you. Well, actually I could, but that is coming from the lower oil pan. So not really an expensive fix, not a tough fix, but something I need to address nonetheless. And then also there's a hose that I'm about to show you. So right here, that hose probably needs either another clamp or just to be replaced in general. So not bad. And before I forget, this truck does have about 320,000 miles, and I'll go ahead and show you. It's a little bit past that now. We're at 322,000 miles. So I mean, I bought it at 319, 318, and now we're at 322. So I've been really driving that truck a lot in the last month and a half. That's really it for the exterior. For the inside though, we do have some issues in here. And I'll go ahead and start right here. My parking brake, it doesn't work. For whatever reason, it just doesn't work. You know, I thought it did, and I put it on, and you know, so that's kind of an issue because the transmission parking brake has to work a little bit harder than what I would want it to on hills, which is where I mainly park. And that's just not good for the transmission. So especially if you're towing heavy, you don't want the transmission parking brake to have to do all the work to hold all of that weight. That's something I gotta fix, you know, just before I start towing heavy things, whenever that time may be, whether it be a car or, you know, having to tow the Tahoe somewhere, which I don't know if I'll have to do that anyway, but just in general. But I mean, if you look in here, the dash is clear, but there will be an ABS and brake light pop up, you know, after so long running and driving, and that is just due to the front ABS sensors both need to be replaced. So that's another thing that I need to do. And I think I mentioned that in the last video also, but it's just something that needs to be done. The wheel hubs were replaced up front, and that needs to be replaced to go along with that. Either they were, you know, pulled on, or they just don't like the new wheel hubs, which is pretty much a common thing on higher mileage Chevy and GMC early 2000s trucks. It's just those things do tend to fail after so long. The other issue, which is something that I mentioned in the last video, is the dash is cracked, but it's cracked in multiple places. So that's, I mean, not the biggest deal to me. If I have to change those blend doors out, then I'll replace the dash too. But that does lead to my next issue. Speaking of blend doors, I did replace a blend door that is under this cover because my AC is on right now, but it's not blowing the coldest. And when the hotter it gets outside, the warmer my AC blows. So I'm not sure if that's the compressor itself going out, or if that is one of the blend doors that are out. It kind of gives me hope to be, you know, that climate control blend door that's also under there. I really hope that's the issue, because I found one for 20 bucks, and I'm trying to fix it cheap just to see if that's it. And if that one goes out, I'll put a more expensive one in it. But I really do hope it's that blend door, because anything else is going to be expensive. And if it's not, I'll probably go ahead and get the AC lines and the compressor checked as well. So that's going to be a more expensive issue to fix, but that's something I'm going to address very soon, because I live in Texas and it is June right now. Within the next few weeks, we're going to start seeing 100 degrees on a consistent basis. So I want to make sure my AC is working good in this truck. Not the biggest deal, because I also had a Tahoe. AC works great. I just replaced the compressor last year, and I've I've gone through that AC system, so it works great. So, yeah, it works great. And if I can't get to it soon, I just won't drive it unless it's morning or evening, or unless I just feel like toughing it out that day. But we'll get that fixed soon. And outside of that, the brakes, they are a little bit wobbly, you know, when I'm stopping harder, which makes me think a rotor or two could be warped from this thing probably stopping hard and the ABS system not being active. You know, it probably could have warped the rotor or two, which isn't the biggest deal. This truck still stops very hard. You know, I had to stop on the brakes hard a few times over this past weekend when I was on my road trip, which is why I didn't upload this video sooner. But the brakes do work very good on this truck, and it does have a GMT 900 master cylinder upgrade. So that, I don't know if that is helping a lot. I don't know how these trucks stopped before, but the brakes work very good. It has drilled and slotted rotors like I mentioned and all of that, but it does need to be replaced. And I'm not sure if it's either a stuck caliper or a warped rotor, but I'll have to assume that it's a warped rotor. But outside of that, everything else in this truck has been working. I do have the windows, which is another issue. The back window needs a motor and a regulator more than likely. Then the front windows, they need motors. They let up pretty slow, so that's minor. And then the passenger side speaker in the door is not working, which could just be a simple wiring issue. But that's gonna do it for this video. I'm not gonna ramble on. I hope you guys like this truck so far. I know you haven't seen too much of it, but it's been great. You know, everything has been working in this truck very good, except for the AC. That's something that I gotta address. I'm not about to be out here burning up all day sitting in this truck in 100-degree weather. I just won't drive it if the AC is not fixed. So we'll let that be. We'll get that fixed soon. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and let me see what kind of content, or let me know what kind of content you guys want to see as well in the comments down below. But I'll see y'all down there. And if you're new, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about the channel overall. But as always, y'all take it easy, and I will catch y'all in the next video.